G'day, Tonia Reeves, Australia's psychic cowgirl, coming at you from home in at Sunday Creek this week. And yeah, New Year 2020. So for us here, we're a day ahead, but we're definitely stepping into the 2020 year, which is really exciting. And I know a lot of people are feeling really excited. I feel really relaxed and ready to, step on into some changes and shifts this year, which will be, I think, welcome by many. So, interesting, lead up to the end of last year. And I know for a lot of people it was, a lot of challenges, a lot of opportunities to make changes with things. And a lot of, I think, for most of us, we can look back on last year and realise what changes we wanted to bring into this year. And I know for many, just contacting you through readings and just talking to friends and others in general, that we've had that realisation of what we need to change, and now it's just a case of stepping in to bring about the change. So it's a little bit like, because, as humans, we don't really want to change. We tend to just go, it's easy to do what we know. It's easy to stay the same, have the same habits. But if we want to change the results and we want to shift something within our life, then we really do need to make the changes. So that's my big message for this show, being the first show of the year, is, are you ready to make the changes? And if you are, what are you going to change? So for many of us, it can be just tiny baby steps. It might be just a case of adjusting up a few habits that you want to change or let go of, anything like that. And then for others, it can be really massive leaps forward into totally different, a different reality almost. So we're kind of honoured with the energy around for this year to be able to do that. So I suppose another thing I just wanted to tap on before I get into readings today is just to connect with when you're feeling fear. Because one of the biggest things that stops us changing and embracing doing something different is quite often fear. This can be fear that makes sense to us, or it can just be fear that doesn't make sense. It's just a feeling or connection that we have. So a way to work with this. So say you're feeling the fear, quite often when we're making big changes and mammoth steps, we need to work through fear. So what I find for me is connecting with that feeling and acknowledging it. It's no good saying, "Oh, I'm scared, but hey, I'm going to throw it in the back here and not bring it forward, or not, acknowledge that that's what I'm feeling at this point in time." So first thing is we need to acknowledge it and go, it's okay to feel fear. That's a normal experience. It's a human, fight or flight response is to throw some fear in there to up the ante, and it also helps us be better at our game. So if you're finding that the challenge is, okay, I'm feeling the fear, I'm acknowledging that there is fear around this move or change, then I'm going to have a think about that. But in amongst that, I'm going to go, is this fear a logical fear that where my body's saying, no, I don't think this is for you? Or is it the ego pulling me back and saying, have a think about this, let's just sit in no momentum rather than some momentum. So in 2 months' time, we'll still be sitting in the same place that we were 2 months prior. So taking a moment to connect in with that. If you can get a moment where you can do this quietly, and practicing it is great, and it's something that if you practice a few times, you'll then be able to do it in a matter of minutes, and it won't take a lot of time. But we want to connect in with that fear. We want to sit with that feeling. And in amongst that, we're going to ask our guides, our inner guidance. We've got all this support around, so let's not waste it. We're going to connect in with that and ask, is this fear real, or is this just a false sense of something that's holding me back? Just simply ask that question. Sit there, connect in with the answer. We all innately know the best answer for ourselves. You don't need somebody to tell you that. And, I'll often say that even though I do readings and offer guidance, and it is great to connect with somebody that doesn't know your circumstances, that can give you a really unbiased, version of what they see or opinion or whatever it may be. For me, it's channeling information. But don't ever lose sight of, and I always say this to my clients, you have the answers within. So you don't really need somebody to tell you the answers. You quite possibly, throughout life, there's times where you want somebody to confirm what you're really feeling, and that basically is what it's about. We're just confirming what's already in here. It's in your heart, it's in your gut. You have the answers, but we also want to be able to connect in with that at any time, so that no matter what you're going through, because we all go through stuff, and it's, for many of us, it's so many different things that we go through in this human life, that we know we're always going to have the ups, but we're also going to have the downs. So let's try and be prepared as we can, so that when we do get to the stumbling blocks or the hiccups or the setbacks, we can then go, okay, I'm going to sit back, got some fear around this. Am I holding myself back unnecessarily, or am I genuinely feeling fear because it doesn't feel right for me? So don't forget that, because to me it is like, that feeling, that gut feeling, that inner guidance is really important to connect into. And I feel for this year, that's a really big one. You're going to need it, because it is, a big year of sorts. So nothing to fear there. It's all about just embracing some changes and bringing in what it is you want. So if there's a lack around you at the moment, if there's a lack of time, if there's a lack of money, if there's a lack of resources, if there's a lack of direction, there might be lack in any way, shape or form. We all go through it and we all have it. So again, connect into, what am I going to do different to bring about a change? We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. As we all know, we're told that constantly. So, hey, let's change it up. So that's my guidance today. Thank you all for listening. And I'm going to go on to my readings now. So, yeah, let's do this. Okay, I've got Suzanne in Sauk Center, Minnesota. Suzanne, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Really good, thank you, my dear. How's your new year?
So far, really good.
Good. Okay.
Last year was very, very hard for me.
Yeah, you've had some massive changes, and you've had things come about that you didn't really expect and necessarily want to transpire, but it's like they have. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I had a 10-year relationship breakup, and then I had an SUV run me over.
Oh, yeah. Gee, that is unbelievable. Okay, so for you, you've let go of last year, and wow, what a doozy of a year. Can I ask, with your injuries, there's something around, obviously being run over by an SUV, it's pretty major, but there's something around a slow recovery in that, and I want to say that a restriction of movement or something on the left-hand side. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I had nerve damage.
Yep.
In my leg
to really... Okay, I see things improving, and I do want to say to you, like, visualizing and really energetically getting all you can to communicate with that part of the body that's still not quite right yet. Obviously, it's still healing, but I do see the outcome being good. I do see it being better than what you're being told. So it's almost like if they're saying that there's some kind of restriction that will be in place, I feel like I want to say to you, don't necessarily take that as gospel, because there's a power within you that's going to strive through a lot of this prognosis or outcome that you've been given.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I feel like it was a miracle, the SUV. I could have so easily had it worse. That it was that's
incredible.
Life was great after, and I'm just kind of healing slowly.
Yeah.
But I just see it as that was a miracle.
Yeah.
I literally walked away without.
That's really something,
Yes, it was.
That's amazing.
Do you see anything about
spirit?
Excuse me?
Just repeat that again. You just cut out as you were saying that.
I think that I think it was a wake-up call that there is miracles. That,
Absolutely. You're divinely guided by spirit, and I want to say there's a lady stepping forward for you. So I'm not sure whether your mum's in spirit, but I feel like this lady's one looking out for you, and it's almost like she's your guardian angel as well. There was a reason that things were capped off, and even with your relationship, and she's showing me that with the 10-year relationship, things were getting worse and worse, and it's almost like there's a blessing now as you look back, and as time goes on, you'll look back and go, why did I stay there for so long? Because you really tried and put 100% into it. And she wants me to acknowledge that.
Okay. Yeah, I cry all the time with that. Either I'm crying for him or myself.
Yeah. But, I think you're crying. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're crying for that part of you. And there's something around spirit showing me, you feel like there's a bit of a waste of time. But in saying that, there was a reason that you were given that relationship for that time. And I feel like this year you'll be shown that quite clearly. And there's also somebody else that will be stepping in that's way more compatible for you.
Wow, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, because I feel like with your ex-partner, there was a lot of he was very much out for himself, or there was an aspect where he could be quite selfish, and it's like you're not like that. So it's like this new person stepping in will not be like that.
Do you see anything about my university? Because as soon as I was hit by the car, I wanted to help other people that were incapacitated. And so I joined this really weird university. And I don't want to be a minister, but I do want to help people in my city who are struggling too. And I thought I needed a degree to do that.
You don't, Spirit is saying me you don't. There is further study that you're going to do, but it's not as expansive as what you're thinking. So things do happen for a reason, and with the accident for you, you were shown that. And I do want to say, was there an experience that you had around when that happened where you were almost out of your body? Or because like Spirit is showing me you had some kind of transference where it's almost like connecting to the other side. I mean, not that I feel that you passed, like headed over, but they're showing me you were shown something in that incidence of it happening.
I was thrown and knocked unconscious. I seen it. I was in. I'm not sure about that moment.
Right, because it's like they're showing me there was something. So maybe this will come back to you, but it's almost like you were shown extra things. So often when Spirit's showing me that, it's like you've been gifted a connection with the other side, and it's like you've always had that. And I feel like surrounding you're quite a spiritual person anyway, but it's almost like we've gone deeper. We've stripped off a few layers, and in that experience, the opening up of you is really going to help with you moving forward into this. But they really want you stepping up, doing it sooner rather than later. So it's like you're not going to be studying for years to do this. You're going to be stepping up sooner. So I want to look at any kind of study not being something that's going to take years to do, okay?
It's kind of nerve-wracking because I signed up right after the accident. And now it's kind of like, so the woman asked me, it's a spiritual, university that I'll be a minister. She's like, well, you've always wanted to be a minister, right? And it's no. I don't know what happened. I got hit by a truck and I got ambitious.
Wow. So have you been and done any study yet? Because it's very interesting that you've taken that step straight after. Again, going to nothing is a coincidence. There's an aspect of that. I don't see you necessarily being a minister, but I see like a capacity alongside that, but not doing the full training.
I feel like it's a going home with the lessons.
And it will
I feel
be
like
for
it's
you.
a going home.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I have a concussion, and so I'm worried.
Yeah, absolutely. And that takes time to heal, and please give yourself time to heal with that. So don't rush into things and feel like you have to be, trying to do what you're not physically able to, because it's really important that your body has time to heal and you be an allowance of that. But I do want to say to you, go to the university and chat to them, because somebody's going to actually give you a bit of guidance with that. So I feel like there'll be somebody connected with the university that might say to you, okay, you've signed up for this, but here, what about we look at doing X rather than Z? So there's something around studying there but not doing what you were initially intending to do.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay, so don't feel like you're locked in, because I don't feel you are. I feel like there'll be another option, and it's almost like what you're worrying about isn't going to be a problem, so don't worry about it. Just go in there and say, okay, I've signed up for this, but this is what I'm just a bit unsure because I'm feeling X, Y, and Z, and, I want to revisit what my options are, and I feel like they will accommodate you. Exciting. Regarding the lady in spirit, is your mum still here?
No, it's been.
So your mum's passed.
2012.
Okay, because so I just want to acknowledge her. I wanted to. There's some sort of an initial A or something around her, and it's like she's bringing back to acknowledge her presence to you. So it's almost like know that she's around to step in and be helping you with this. She really wants to be of help, and I feel like around her there was a very strong gift of faith. So that aspect of faith and belief is right behind her, and she's very much a methodical person. So she does everything by the book, I want to say, or she's the organizer. So it's like she's there to help you.
Joan. She's got some power.
Like she wants, right, and she wants to acknowledge that she's there alongside you. When I was walking to the corner before I got hit, I got a message from Joan that was like, it was time to do what I needed to do. And I was thanking God because that was a beautiful day. It was Labor Day. And I just felt Joan around me. Yeah, so I confirm with that. And I wanted to thank you for talking about fear. I'm glad I got to hear that. Yeah, absolutely. Because for you, there's really not. It's like there's a clear road or clear path ahead. So I want to just continue on that. And it's like you're on the right track. You're right where you need to be. And it's like the opportunities will come around for you. And I also see something around moving maybe towards the later part of this year, but there's something around I'm moving from where I am.
Really?
Yeah. So just that you might not be thinking it now, but there's something around movement. So this might be about meeting somebody special.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so just be prepared for that.
Well, thank you so much.
You'll be guided.
Everything you said was spot on and very, very helpful.
Thank you so much.
Even before even before the reading.
Beautiful.
So
that's awesome.
You.
Many blessings for you, and really embrace this because it's you are where you need to be. It's like, yay, I'm excited for you, Suzanne. So enjoy, my dear.
Happy New Year's.
You too, beautiful. Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for reading. I appreciate it.
Take care. Bye now. All right, I'm going on to my second caller, Greg from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Greg, how are you?
I'm okay. Yourself?
Good, really good. It's interesting connecting with Canada. I was just looking on, it was one of the sites that I'm on with motorhomes, and there was somebody selling a motorhome in Canada, and I'm like, oh, isn't that funny that Canada's popped up again?
Yeah, lots of stuff going on up here too. Yeah. Well, I lost my job last week, and I'm just wondering if you could, take a look for me and see if well, this is my idea is to go to school, get a professional drone operator course, because I'm in my 50s
awesome.
and I'm kind of beat up and stuff, and I don't want to go back to
You're not going back.
the heavy
Before you started to talk, I'm like, you're not doing what you were doing. So you've been laid off for a reason. You're done there, and it's like we're changing it up. So I'm not, it's like you're not going back there. So it's almost like it's happened for a reason for you. There's a new opportunity coming in, and I feel like for you, and I know you were saying with the drone course, which absolutely fantastic. I see the big picture being I work for myself. So it's almost like I feel like there'll be something coming along where there will be another job that'll bring in the money for you, but your focus is going to be on your big picture and working for yourself. And it's like it's almost like this has happened to really make you have to think about, seriously what you've had in your head for a while. And it's like you've got gifts and talents and they're just not being utilized. And that's why there's that frustration for you with doing what you were doing, because it's like, hey, I'm not meant to be doing this. And I really feel that for you. It's like, so now we're not being sidetracked. We're going to go for what it is you want to be doing.
So I missed the last part. Did you ask me what did I want to be doing?
It's like well, I see you working for yourself, but there's something around stepping up and doing what you want to be doing. And I see you freelancing. There's something around travel with it. So it's like, and you said about the drone course, which I think fantastic. It's for you, it's growth and expansion. And I'm not just limited to being in the one area with what I'm stepping into. You're working for yourself. I'm freelancing. I'm able to do the things that I really want to get out and do. And I feel like for you, I'm also, because I'm feeling like I'm sensing with the drone, I'm out in nature. I'm out in rugged areas or areas that aren't heavily habitated, and I'm getting shots and doing things. And I feel like is that your passion as well, getting outside? And I don't feel like I'm camping or I'm hiking or I'm in the bush, but I'm near mountains as well. And I know Canada's full of them, but I feel like there's some sense of you don't want to be tied down to the one spot. So I don't want to have to go to the same place for work.
Oh, okay. Oh,
okay. Because
all right.
Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does. Okay. All right.
Right. But I do see there's something going to, you'll get an opportunity with work. So I do see that there's possibly another job you might do, not full-time, so you can still do your study and focus on what you need, but there'll be some other avenue just to bring you in money to allow you to keep stepping forward with this. So I feel like you'll get something else, and that will be, it's almost like a stepping stone. So it's just something that will bring in money. There's something about you writing. Where does writing fit in with what you do?
You sort of broke up a bit. Something about what I do?
Yeah, like I see you writing. So do you at the moment, or have you done work where you're sitting there and writing? Or I'm just not certain whether this is coming forward or something that you've already been doing.
As a drone operator, it'll be brand new, but I used to actually do camera work when I was in my 20s, so it's kind of related.
Fantastic. Yay! And that, because you're a bit of an adventurer, is that right?
Pardon me?
Are you a bit of an adventurer? Because I feel like I'm connecting with someone who likes adventure.
Well, lately, yes, that's what I'd like. But lately, I haven't been too adventurous. But yeah, I just want to get. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, of course. Go for it.
I'm having. Okay, I'll try to really summarize this. I'm having problems with my family, my mother and my mother mostly. I'm just not sure. Like, I have a lot of resentment, to be honest. Okay, and so I pull back. But and I know we're supposed to learn lessons in that, but I'm really having trouble with the forgiveness and I hold on to so many things, and I don't know, just
that's a hard one. Yeah, and being a little bit limited on time, I'll get through it as quick as I can. It's about sometimes, Greg, it's like just acknowledging that I am willing to forgive. It doesn't mean you have to have the exact answer or go, okay, I definitely can just shut that door and offer that forgiveness. It is just about you calling on those in spirit, those around you, to say, okay, I'm willing to forgive and move forward with this. I do see for you this year we want to let go of drama. So anyone that brings drama to you, it's like just, sometimes we have to just call it to say my time is valuable and I don't want to be dragged into things. I feel like with the family dynamic with you, you do get dragged in because you're such a lovely person. You're quite spiritual and you're quite sensitive. So you actually tune in quite well. And sometimes that can be, as much as it's a great trait to have, it can be hard because you're taking on their stuff. And for you, with your focus this year, we don't want to be taking on their stuff. So it's like, almost like I feel like for you, I want to wrap myself in a bubble when I have to connect with family because of this drama, and walk in, be friendly, whatever, but you're not going to be dragged into other people's stuff. And I think if you affirm that almost prior to going out with them and going, right, that's it, this is my boundary, I'm willing to forgive, and I will let the universe guide me to where I need to be and what needs to come from it. Just sitting at home, even of a night time, like before you go to sleep, say, I'm willing to forgive, and you will find that the guidance will come that will help you get through this. Don't feel you have to have all the answers, because for most of us, we don't. It's a little bit trial and error, but I do feel for you that will be really successful. And we want to move forward. You've got some great stuff to embrace. I see somebody really supportive around you as well. If they're not there as a partner yet, they're coming in. So also, it's like you've got all you need. You don't need to be dragged into other people's stuff.
Yeah, okay, right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, so trust that. You're on the right path, and this has happened for a reason. So don't doubt. 2020 is going to be a great year, and it's really time for you to step out of the shadows, Greg, I want to say to you, okay? So no more hiding. Be who you need to be. You're not here to please everybody else.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I've run out of time. Thank you so much for calling in, and I will be back the same time, same place next week. Thank you. Woohoo!